Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Hopefully, you can hear me okay. The microphone's way over here. Um, I was doing some, I started going through some of the drawers. It's time to downsize some stuff. It's that time once again to have a look through the drawers, see what I want to get rid of, trade or sell, on the Facebook, one of the Facebook groups here in Winnipeg. And I thought we'd take a little trip through a couple of the drawers. We'll see how long I have patience for this or how interesting this is. But yeah, what the hell? So as you know, a while ago, I transitioned to filing cabinets. The amount of space that I've saved just going to these filing cabinets. These are 4 drawers. In each of the drawers, I can hold 4 rows of books. It was roughly a short box-ish per row, especially with the new way that I file my comics, which you'll see as we go through them there. So each of these cabinets has 4 drawers, 4 rows in each. There's room in between them where I can lay stuff out sideways when I run out of room. But they're pretty packed at this point. And looking around yesterday when I came down to do the comic hashtag live stream there, kind of got overwhelmed a little bit with the amount of books that were laying around. So it's time for a call. So I don't know how much there's going to be in these first couple of drawers, but we'll go for it. So this whole wall used to be that wire racking and then a bunch of short boxes. For those of you who have been around for a long time, you're well aware of what my system used to be. It was good. Accessibility was okay. It was a little difficult once it got to the back over that way, because of the little bit of furniture that I also had in here. There was always kind of shuffling things around just to get at some boxes. This one makes my collection so much more accessible. I have 0 regrets since making the change, honestly. Whenever I want to look for a book, I have a rough system that I organize books by, so I know which drawer to go to, and it honestly makes interacting and reading the collection way fucking easier than hunting through boxes, trying to keep up with the labels as things keep shifting around. I do have some of these dividers. I just bought some new ones, and unfortunately, well, not just, it was probably a month or 2 ago at this time. Unfortunately, I got they're different kinds. That doesn't work for me. So I'm going to have to sell these locally and get some of the same ones again. I don't want it to look, the biggest thing is the new dividers are a little higher. And when we get down to the last couple of drawers, the clearance is pretty minimal. These just make it through. So you can see over here, there's 2 dividers there that are a little bit of different height. So it just makes a difference going into those sliders. I'm just going to move some stuff here. So this first cabinet, these first couple of cabinets are all DC Vertigo related stuff. So here's the Night Terrors miniseries, all the blacklight covers and stuff. I just have them all together. So this was one where there wasn't room in a row, and I didn't want anything to happen to them. So I've just kind of slid them down in between the 2 rows. There's enough room between them that I can kind of house some more books that way. So that kind of takes care of that. So those aren't going anywhere. In this, I've got a bunch of Batman Beyond, Batman animated. Donald Rex, how are you, man? I was thinking of you, Donald, when I was thinking about shooting this as I was going through the collection here, thinking about your shelf tour videos, and thought I'd contribute to a little bit of a drawer porn, I guess. So an old TV guide with Batman Beyond, the hit TV series Batman Beyond flies to video. keeping stuff like that. That's not going anywhere. Then I've got on my Batman Adventures series. So something that I've talked about on the streams before, and you may have seen, may or may have not have seen. What I do most of the time is I combine like about 5 books. This is issues number 1 to 5. In this, there's still enough room. They're not crammed in there, but I kind of do 3 facing forward and then the last 2 flipping the other way to help decrease like spine roll and tension and things like that. And this has also managed to buy me a shit ton of room in these drawers. Now, that's not that's not what I do with all of my kind of older books. You'll see a lot over here where there's 1 comic per, and it really depends on the age of it. Some of the, like a bunch of them that are just singly bagged and boarded, those are ones that I can sell individually. Not that I can't sell these individually, but I have no intention of getting rid of these, this series. So that's why it's not, individually bagged and boarded. I won't take you through all of these, but it's most of the Batman Adventures, minus obviously some of the key issues like the Harley Quinn issue. I don't have that one. I missed getting, I guess there was a reprint of it at some point. Maybe it was last year or it might have been the year before. And I missed out on it. I kind of regret that. I might keep my eyes open now that I'm going through the collection. It's also a good reminder on gaps that I might want to fill within the collection. So the other thing I do with these is when I was going through the collection from our neighbor, a lot of the bags had deteriorated and they had stuck to each other. So what I've been doing, especially when I pack them in like 5 comics per bag, I just take a backing board and put in between the bags as well too. So if there is any deterioration, although there won't be for quite a while, these are relatively new bags and boards. They still feel really nice. If they do start to deteriorate, they're not going to stick to the bags behind them. They've got that little bit of a buffer. It also makes it easier to kind of like flip through section by section. So then we get into Batman and Robin Adventures. Again, these aren't going anywhere. Some annuals there. Batman Gotham Adventures as well too. So all the animated Batman universe type stuff lives right up here. Easy to access. Look at that Dead Man cover. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, man. Some of my favorite books for sure. What else do we have here? Gotham Adventures. And then we've got some Batman Beyond. I did have the first one, the free comic book day one, but when I was selling books, that was one of them that I sent out for grading and sold. There's a slight tinge of regret on that one, but hey man, hello 420. How you doing? Slight tinge of regret on that one, but ultimately I made some money off of it, so forget about it. More Batman Beyond. Let's see what else is in here. Mask of the Phantasm. Oop. Return of the Joker. Yeah, so all Batman animated. And then there's the adventure continues. And same thing with the new books. I pack them. Sometimes it's a little harder with some of the new series, depending on what kind of cover stock they use. I can still usually fit 5 books per bag. So that's what I've continued on with this one here. Yeah, the animated books are cool there, Donald. I really dig them. And that's that, pretty much that whole row, all animated universe related. Oh, that divider is falling down in there. To do a fix later. Filing cabinet system isn't perfect, but it ain't too bad. And then some other ones that are just kind of sitting in the middle here. Cool World. That'll stay. I love Bakshi. Dead Boy Detectives. You know what? This might be one that goes on the for trade pile. This is I'm not sure. So this will go off to the side and I'll think about it. before I commit to selling that one, that miniseries. I didn't mind it, but I don't see the need to really hold on to it. It didn't blow me away in that regard. So stuff like that, I've really gotten brutal with my collection over the years. It takes a lot for it to stick around, because I do this a couple of times a year, just to kind of keep things manageable. Oh, there's another, so a Sub-Zero book. Keeps things liquid. And then Dark Victory. So same thing for these. Looks like there's 6 books in each, which is crazy to me that I would pack that many in there. That does feel a little tight, but not too bad. Yeah, it's a good system. It's a really good system. Like I was saying at the beginning before you got here, it just makes the collection way more accessible. I end up pulling stuff out and reading stuff, or if there's a stream that I'm watching where they reference a book that I have, I'll go into the collection and I can grab it, you know, so it's pretty easy. Halloween special, Loeb and Sale, so that's all that good stuff there. Long Halloween special. Batman Adventures free comic book day stuff. Little pack of free comic book day Batman related stuff in there. Ghosts. Madness. Yeah, none of these are going. These are all staying. I've gone through my Batman miniseries stuff. So here's year 1. I've gone through my Batman stuff not too long ago and got rid of some things. Ra's al Ghul 3-issue mini there. Some Batman black and white packs. More black and white. More black and white stuff. The infamous Batman Catwoman special that Gore Vidal, our friend Gore Vidal, talked about and made all of us comic book nerds shed a fucking tear. Batman Detective Comics 841. It's the first appearance of somebody in this thing. I don't remember why I have this one. It's a beautiful cover. 841. Paul Dini, Dustin Nguyen, Derek Friedolfs. Anyway, that's in there for some reason. Turning Points. Yeah, this was good. I think every issue had a different artist. I think it was Greg Rucka writing every single issue, but each of them had a different artist. Like here's Paul Pope in this one. This is Steve Lieber in this one. It's been forever since I've read that, but I remember really liking it. Hidden Treasures, one shot with Wrightson. Older Detective Comics with League of Assassins. That'll be the reason that one's still there. I love Ra's al Ghul and that kind of universe stuff. Amazing Heroes, Batman at 50. Yeah, and then these Dick Sprang covers. The Kayfabe guys looked at this issue 622 to 624 of Detective Comics. These Dick Sprang covers are just incredible. When they did their video, it was a good reminder to me that I was still missing one issue. Went out and managed to find it. Batwoman stuff. This New 52 Batwoman. I was reading. This is kind of when I really got back into picking up new comics, when New 52 was coming out. And I loved this series. This one and the Wonder Woman New 52 stuff, I really, really got behind. So I've still got a bunch of those. It was on my pull list as well, too. A few of these things were on my pull list from Galaxy Comics here. So all the way up to issue 30. I'm not sure if that was the last one of that volume of Batwoman, but some random action comics. Some of these I have because when I was reading the Human Target series, the Smallwood series, I guess there was a writer on it too, but I was picking up just some random Human Target stories from Action Comics. So that's why I've got these ones, because I'm not a I'm really not a fan of Superman. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I don't dislike Superman. It's just not a character I've really, really been into. Yeah, all this will stay. Action Comic Weeklies, bundles, 601 to 604. Yeah, so these are a little beefier. So there's only 4 issues per pack. These were really fun when I was reading them. 2 years ago, I think, is when I was getting into them. I did get a little burnt out, so I didn't kind of go all the way with them, but they were really great. Some really great little stories in there. And of course, Deadman was the big draw for me. Just some more action. The Mike Allred cover for action number 1000. And then here we got some adventure comics. I'm missing the first Black Orchid. Really tough one to find for a decent price. There's the second and third Black Orchid. And then, of course, then it gets into the Spectre stuff. And I've got all the adventure comics with Spectre in it. Love, again, it's all that mystical world of the kind of magic world of DC was the stuff that always appealed to me most. So Spectre is definitely one from a long, long time that I've been a fan of. So yeah, and like I said, books like this, they stay singly bagged and boarded. Just the age of them, wanting to keep them in a little bit of better shape for eventual resale. You know what I mean? They're not going anywhere anytime soon, but at some point, I'm sure I'll look at it. And then a couple of later issues with Deadman. One single solitary Ambush Bug number 1. This was such a fun series when I was a teenager reading this. I got rid of them a long time ago, and I sort of regret it. I would like to get those ones back eventually. Some more Black Orchid. This is the Neil Gaiman, Dave McKean series, which was pretty fucking good. 3 issues, I think, is all that it was. It was well worth it. And then this was the Dick Foreman, Jill Thompson, Stan Woke Black Orchid volume. So this is number 1 to 5. And it really didn't do anything for me. So this will go on the pile of potential stuff to move on out of here. Yeah, absolutely, Donald. That Action Comics Weekly was a total blast. A bunch of Brave and the Bold. What is that? Is that... I don't know. Is that some early Spectre appearance in Brave and the Bold? Like first Silver Age or some shit? Something like that anyway. But it's an earlier Spectre anyway. More Spectre there. That's a great cover. Yes, Batman and Deadman. Batman and Wildcat. More Batman and Deadman on both sides there. Yeah, so Brave and the Bold in that side there. I'm going to slide you over a little bit. Here we go. Why don't we try that? What's in this row? Oh, some Challengers of the Unknown with Deadman. I did have a bunch of other Challengers of the Unknown, but I got rid of them. It was one of those that I liked a few issues, but I wasn't really too much into the stories, into the characters. This one's got Swamp Thing in it, and I think Deadman makes an appearance as well, too. So I ended up getting rid of those because it's one of those things of like, how many of these runs do you actually need to collect? If I'm really, really interested in these characters, I'll try to pick up like a trade or something. I'm sure they exist where there's collections of it. And then sometimes with some of these older ones, I'll just put 2 books in one bag and a board in between those 2 comics when they're a little older. So it's kind of, I want them somewhat protected, but I'm not super anal about it. So that's all those. This is where we get into all the Deadman stuff. Like I said, there's not going to be anything here that's going anywhere. These are all the reprints that I've had since I was a teenager, actually. Same with these. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. This 4-part miniseries. Great, great cover there, man. Great stuff. It's been ages since I've read that Deadman stuff, but I loved it. The Kelly Jones stuff. This is Love After Death. a 2-issue mini. This ain't going anywhere. Even though I'm not the biggest Kelly Jones stan anymore, I still his style, I think, works really well for Deadman, and I think it also works pretty well for Batman when he does the big long ears. And then there's Deadman Exorcism, the 2-issue, Mike Baron and Kelly Jones again. Elseworldsy kind of stuff. Spectre and Deadman Secret Origins. Forever People with a Kirby Deadman in it, which is pretty freaking awesome. There you go. These are real rough. You can see stamped and written all over. I got those dirt cheap. Phantom Stranger with Deadman. And then this 3-issue Aquaman that has Deadman in it as well, too. Great covers on those Aquaman books, man. Really, really amazing, some of that early stuff. The Demon. What is it? A 4-issue miniseries. Matt Wagner and Art Nichols. Pretty good from what I remember. Took a little while. That Kelly Jones, Mike Baron is Ephemeral. Exorcism and all-time fave. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's a really good one. 4-issue miniseries Dr. Fate. DeMatteis, Giffen, and Hunt. This was pretty fucking good too, I remember. Another one of those. That's one of the characters, though, I've never really dug deep into when it comes to that universe of DC. And then a whole bunch of ghosts. So I don't hardcore collect this stuff. But there's fits and starts where all of a sudden I'll just want to grab a bunch of these, or I find some for cheap. So I've got a bunch of that. This is my earliest one, issue number 3. Some just incredible covers, man. And Damien was saying it in a video recently. I think it was last night even, just about these horror books. They're so great. The mix of artists that you get in these are just stellar. So there's issue number 6. I won't go through every single one of these, but there's issue number 8. Yeah, and in a very varying degrees of condition. This one is warped to all shit and chewed up on the side, but that's okay. They're meant for reading anyway. Yeah, and then we got Ghosts all the way up to what's the latest issue that I have, number 112. So don't have the whole run, but getting there. Just a few House of Secrets. I mean, come on. That cover is outstanding. It's just unbelievable. They're so hard. Even stuff like this, like, even though I don't look through these that often, I read them kind of when I got them and then they went away, or at least at the very least flipped through them and went away. I can't get rid of them, you know, as much as I sometimes look through this and go, wow, there's a lot of guys locally that'll buy this stuff up. We end up kind of selling back and forth to each other when it comes to horror books and things. So these have made their rounds here in Winnipeg. And then there's the, Tom King. That's that writer. Kidding. Human Target. Great series. Smallwood's art was amazing. Tom King's story was pretty damn good. I shouldn't be too shitty to him. I really enjoyed that book a lot. And then The Losers. I have everything. So this is the first appearance of The Losers in GI Combat number 138. I really got into this series. I picked up some random issues. It was recommended years and years ago by some other YouTubers. And I picked up some issues and I really was digging them. And it just, there was a short time there where the books were popping up everywhere. And it wasn't too difficult to fill in the run. The only difficult part was getting some of those early issues. Like that GI Combat took me a little while to get my hands on. And then there's the first Losers in Our Fighting Forces, issue number 123. Beautiful cover there. Yeah, so these aren't going anywhere. It was actually New Frontier and Darwin Cook that got me interested in these. I absolutely love New Frontier, and I absolutely love Darwin Cook. I don't remember if it was an interview that I heard with him or if it was the commentary track for the animated New Frontier, but he was talking about some of the books, and Losers was a book that he brought up as well too. So amongst, as well as kind of local YouTube, or not local, sorry, YouTubers turning me on to it, that really put it over the top for me. So the rest of that aisle is Losers. This rest of this section here is the Losers as well too. I'm just going to tilt this screen so I can see the messages a little more, a little easier. There we go. That's better. A single issue of Madame Xanadu. Secrets of Haunted House. Is this the first appearance of Mr. E, I think, in this issue number 31? And Mr. E kind of makes an appearance, I think, in Phantom Stranger, doesn't he? In that kind of universe there. So that's why these issues are there. This is pretty tight. And then there's a DC miniseries, Mr. E. K.W. Jeter, John K. Snyder III, and Jay Geldhoff on this one. Pretty cool covers. And then here's the, I don't think I have every issue of New Frontier in singles, but there's some New Frontier in singles. So again, another one that ain't going anywhere. That shit's staying right here. Yeah, and there's some more. 1 of 6. Oh, maybe I do have the whole run. Maybe I just had them backwards. Yeah, I must have. Yeah, so maybe I do have the whole run. The 6 issues. Feels like there's 3 in each of these. Yep. There surely is. Just had them backwards there. And then some Phantom Stranger stuff popping up here. All of that is Phantom Stranger. Again, not a series that I'm hitting hard, but keep my eyes open for it. Some Mignola, Phantom Stranger, a miniseries, 4-issue miniseries. I think I'm missing just 1 issue of Plop, maybe. But this is the Plop section. I really dig it. It was real fun. That's ETA Nick kind of putting that back on my radar years and years ago. YouTuber ETA Nick talking about Plop and flipping through. So there's issue number 2 with some Basil Wolverton. Yeah, the everything about New Frontiers is just so fucking cool, Donald. Like I absolutely love. I love Darwin Cook. He's one of those guys that I would have loved to have met. You met him and got a signature from him, didn't you, Donald? Did you sit and chat with him, or was it just kind of get something signed, say some niceties, and then move on? Anyway, bunch of Plop in there. Single issue of The Question. Quality book there. Rima the Jungle Girl. That's thanks to Damien turning us on to that. Pretty goddamn fun little series there, this Rima, especially those early issues. Secrets of Haunted House, 1 single solitary issue, but I can't get rid of it because it's a killer cover, man. And what's in here? Oh, a little collection of the Silver Age classic stuff. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to this stuff. These are kind of fun. Just the reprints of those kind of major single issues. Slash, Maraud, Doug Mensch, and Paul Gulacy. That's a classic 6-issue miniseries. And then this last little chunk is my sort of Darwin Cook section. It also has Solo. We chatted a little in a hallway after a panel in 2008. That's amazing, Donald. So there's some of the Solo issues. Don't have all of them. And then this DC Talent Showcase number 19 is Darwin Cook's first DC published story, just a little short. And then I think he went away for quite a while. I think he went into animation before he kind of came back to DC and started working with them. But if you see that one, that's Darwin Cook's first appearance, I guess, his rookie card. So that's it for that drawer. Put those down in there. I'll bring you down. This drawer has some more DC in it. Let's see if I can get you somewhat close. Gonna reach over and tilt that light without complete chaos. Sorry, everybody. Let me try this. Fucked it up. Stand by. You've been looking for it forever, hey Donald? Okay, I'll keep my eyes out. I'll keep my eyes peeled and see if I see it anywhere again. And if I do, I'll pass it on to you. Yeah, so this is all still DC related stuff in here. The other thing you might have noticed is sort of alphabetized as I've been going through all of this stuff. Again, just for the sake of trying to keep everything accessible and easy to find. Some early Spectre stuff. So there's Showcase Presents the Spectre. And then there's that, I don't know, do they call it volume 1? I finally finished this volume as well, too. I think I found the last issue last year that I needed. The final issue that I needed was the one with Wildcat. Yeah, this one here. So the copy I found is pretty rough. It was $3 in poor condition, but every other time I saw this locally in town, it was always kind of like 40, 50, 60 bucks. And I just didn't want to pay that for one single issue. So it's like a placeholder for now. So that's the Spectre. Then there's volume 2 stuff here. This is the stuff that I kind of remember reading when I was a young teenager. That, and then volume 3 stuff here as well. I was heavy into. This is 92. 87 is when that previous volume started. Some great covers on this Spectre run, man. Some really nice stuff. And again, all in bundles. Look at that, Kaluta. That's a Kaluta cover, isn't it? Fucking gorgeous, man. Greg Hildebrandt. Oh, Tim Truman. That's yeah, you can see it in the background faces now. That's an unusual signature for Truman there, down in that circle. Not one that I've seen him do before. Man, it's been forever since I looked through those. Anyway, those aren't going anywhere. Wrath of the Spectre here, reprints of some of that early stuff. You know, where he turns into a pair of scissors and cuts people in half and turns criminals into glass and they smash, all that kind of thing. A bunch of Spirit stuff. So this is Darwin Cook, Jay Bone, and Dave Stewart doing a Spirit run. This was great, man. I loved this at the time. It's been forever since I looked through it. These were on my pull list. So 2007 is when these were coming out. Aragones eventually fills in, I think, or sorry, takes over is what I meant to say. But Darwin was really great for this series. I think I have every issue that he did for those. Yeah, and there's some Aragones there. Aragones, Evanier, and Smith. Mark Evanier, is that his first name? Mark? Spirit there. Batman in the Spirit. Jeff Loeb and Darwyn Cooke. Just picked up some of the Gray Morrow Spectres. Love his stuff. Yeah, man, it's great. Strange Adventures. This is the Dead Man stuff. I don't have all of these. Again, it's another one that when I see it, it's can be kind of pricey. So eventually I'll fill in those gaps. Those aren't going anywhere. Here's a bit of Superman stuff. So Superman for All Seasons, which I remember really liking. Loeb and Sale. These kind of prestige format or whatever the hell you call them. For All Seasons. What else is in here? Superman, Red and Blue. Yeah. These are tough ones because there's some stories in here that I really like, and then there's others that I just really dislike. So that's a tough one to want to. Half of me wants to get rid of these, and the other half is like, yeah, but there's a few good stories in here, so I'll probably hold on to them. And some of those covers are great. That's got to be a rug, no? Oh, no, that's Arthur Adams. Arthur Adams doing his pen and ink style there. Superman Confidential, Darwyn Cooke and Tim Sale. I don't think I have all of these. And then at the back and continuing in the next row is some Swamp Thing. Yeah, these aren't going anywhere. Roots of the Swamp Thing. Some reprints, reprinting the origin of the creature. Part 1 of 5. Got that whole thing now, which is nice to have those early stories in this newer format as well too. More Swamp Thing here. Some of the newer stuff. Yeah, see, this is the stuff that's definitely on the chopping block. This is Ram V doing this, and it started off, I was enjoying it, but by the end of it, I wasn't really getting much out of it. So, you know what? This might actually go on the chopping block. Some beautiful covers, though. Screw that. They're staying. And that's kind of how it goes with sorting through comics. If I'm that indecisive, they stay. Because, yeah, there's some gorgeous covers there, man. Oh, yeah, this was the Ruth or something. What the heck was this guy's name? He was at the comic convention and had his own cover. And I got a poster as well, too, and he signed for me. So, really nice guy. Did a little sketch as well, too, you saw there. There's that reprint that came out. Looks like 85. Rasa has that original, has the OG of that one. What's in here? Some Pete Bagg Sweatshop from DC, his 5-issue series there. And then here we've got a bunch of Unexpected. Unexpected is a series that I loved as a kid. I'm going to slide a chair up here, actually. Stand by. Is that even going to work? Unexpected is one that I loved as a kid. So it's another one of those books that if I find some issues for cheap, I'll pick them up. Yeah, I mean, got fond memories of some of these from my teen years. Not these early ones, much later. But yeah, quite a few of these Unexpected. I started after a while putting 2 per, just to kind of save on some room there. Except for obviously these thick ones. These 100-page giants or whatever the hell they were. Don't remember what number. Would it have been in the 200s maybe? The ones that I had when I was a teen. Probably won't be able to find them. But anyway, so there's a bunch of unexpected. I think I have the final, yeah, 222. And then that earliest issue that I have was number 87 was the earliest one, but it's not all the way from there to 222. There's a bunch of gaps. A whole bunch of Witching Hour. Again, another one I really, really enjoy. Covers are fucking stellar. Some more Swamp Thing here. Some annuals. Put those up there for now. Oop. Slide you over here. Sorry about that. Earthquake. A regular old Star Trek Earthquake. Witching Hour in here as well. Those aren't going anywhere. A bunch of Wonder Womans. Those aren't going to go anywhere either. 208 is the earliest one I have in a single. And then going all the way back to the Trina Robbins Legend of Wonder Woman from 86. And then Black and Gold. I think I only had, yeah, it looks like only 2 issues of that. Didn't go any further with that one. Secret Origins, Wonder Woman and Wildcat. There you go, Bruce Timm, 80th anniversary. 100-page, super spectacular. Love Bruce Timm. And then what is this? A Dave Gibbons, 750. The 1990s variant cover by Brian Bolland. Oh, nice. Yes. I was looking for these. Oh, shit. The Lofisier brothers in this with Ted McKeever. So this was there was 3 Elseworlds issues that McKeever did that were it was Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And they were all based on kind of old silent films. So there's the Wonder Woman Blue Amazon. And then the Superman was the Superman Metropolis, probably Metropolis, I imagine, right? But it's all Ted McKeever stuff. Batman is Nosferatu is at the front, though. But yeah, some amazing McKeever. I was looking for these a month or 2 ago. Couldn't find where the hell they were. I didn't realize it was Randy and Jean-Marc doing the writing on there. That's incredible. The reason why I need more tags. Here we go. Another one that's a tough one. I really didn't like this series, but it's Raphael Grandpa, so I'll be hanging on to it. But yeah, I really didn't get anything out of this Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child. Yeah, if he wasn't on it, it would be a no-brainer. Fucking amazing. Seth Fisher, one of my favorites. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. J.M. DeMatteis, Seth Fisher. This is the Green Lantern, Will World. There's Flash, Time Flies. What else did he do? He did some Batman stuff as well, too. Snow, I think, was the miniseries. Was that Legends or Shadow? I don't remember. Nice House on the Lake. Another one that I'm pretty tempted to sell because I don't intend to follow up on it. It was kind of one of the books that was a bit of a disappointment by the time the end came along. That it was this kind of introduction to a bigger world and more books. Yeah, I mean, I hate that kind of bait and switch horseshit. Young Animal stuff. I was reading this for a while, picking this up. Again, it feels like stuff that I probably should get rid of because I didn't love some of this stuff. It was fun at the time, but I don't see myself ever revisiting this. So it feels like I'm holding on to it just for the covers. Because this would buy me a lot of space. Getting rid of all that. And there's some Doom Patrol stuff. Seth Fisher doing some art in these Doom Patrol issues is why I have those. And then there was the Young Animal. That's Brian Chippendale doing art on that cover there. Mother Panic, I remember digging, but I didn't continue with it. And there's some Shade the Changing Man, that first volume with amazing Ditko. Beautiful looking stuff there. And then the kind of next volume, the Peter Milligan Shade the Changing Man, which I loved. More Shade the Changing Man, that whole series. Shade the Changing Girl, that eventually turned into Shade the Changing Woman, I think is what it turned into. And then we starting here for the rest of this row. It's a random Vertigo books. But I'm not going to go through that row here because my back is killing me hunching over here. This drawer is just an awkward height. So again, each of these are in alphabetical order as well too, and then packed away. So Flinch, Ghost Dancing, Goddess, Grip. So that's that drawer. Oh, this Swamp Thing can go back in here. Now we'll probably be able to sit because this one's lower. We'll bring you down. Excuse me while I recombobulate. Yeah, there we go. So this is what I mean when I say that, hopefully you can hear me with that mic. It's a little farther away from me now. Can you still hear me okay if there's anybody still watching? This is what I'm talking about when I say that shit needs to kind of leave the house here, because what ends up happening with some of these is they just end up laying on top of comics in the drawer just because there's no room for them. And I've got a couple of short boxes at this point now that need to be kind of sorted into these drawers and to the boxes up top, which are all Eclipse stuff. Yeah, okay, thanks, beauty. Tale of Maya Ram from Aircel. I wrote about this one in the last issue of Canon. Love that book. And then I wrote about this one as well too, Rick McCallum, Horde. Those were the two that made it into issue 2. Some Stick Boy single issues. I don't have everything from Stick Boy. I think it went Revolutionary Comics, Starhead Comics, and then I think it went to Fantagraphics maybe as well. Hello, Paul. How are you? Great shit. Dennis Warden, I think. Dennis is his first name, I believe. Really funny. Went to be magazine size as well too. Just a Firefly issue. And then Almeric, Roy Thomas, and Mark Winchell. This is from Dark Horse. I think this one was also printed in a bigger volume that I have, and were these ones that appeared in Epic Illustrated or something? Did they appear in some magazine anthology as well too? Some random issues of the official Modesty Blaze from Pioneer Comics. Don't see these too much, so it's just the strips kind of compiled in comic book form. And from what I remember, the reproduction isn't that great. You're better off hunting for the Titan books reprints. But Modesty Blaze, highly recommended if you're into any sort of crime stuff or that sort of thing. So these are fucking outstanding. A series of books as well too, so I've got a few of them. Another shout out to Gore Vidal on this one. What do we got in the crevices here? Trailer Trash. Not going anywhere. Fucking love Trailer Trash so much. Such a goddamn hilarious book. For immature readers. Mature readers. Started off Tundra, went to Fantagraphics. A few Caliber Presents issues. Eventually, I'll get this whole run. It's slow coming. The first issues obviously are pretty expensive and tough to get. So issue number 3 is the earliest one that I have. Just have to redo this here. There we go. I can see that a little better. Andrew Dabb and Seth Fisher with Laura Allred on the colors for this one. So another Seth Fisher book. This is Happy Dale, Devils in the Desert. So again, this is continuing with the Vertigo stuff. So this ain't going anywhere because it's Seth Fisher. He was an amazing artist. Such a good one. Man, the Kayfabe guys talked about this one as well too. And I was in the same boat. So it's kind of like a spin-off from the Preacher universe. This is a fucking amazing single issue. If you see this in the bins, even if it costs you $3, pick this sucker up. This is a hell of a standalone issue. You don't need to have read the Preacher stuff to get something out of this. 1997, Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. Stellar issue, man. Heartthrobs. Looks like some Bruce Timm on the cover there. Just an anthology. So Brian Bolland in here. Tim Sale in here. Bob Fingerman, etc. 4 of 4. So just a 4-issue miniseries. Yeah, I don't see myself getting rid of any of these. Heartland is a good one. Yes, it absolutely is, Donald. Human Target from Vertigo. Yes, look at this. These ones, yeah. Peter Milligan and Cliff Chang. Oh, man, that's a really good reminder to keep my eyes open for some of these. I meant to try to find more of these. I think the couple that I read from this, I was really digging. Third copy of Heartland out of a dollar bin today. Oh, wow. Nice one there, 420. Thanks very much, Paul. Yeah, it's a pretty accessible setup. I was saying at the beginning of the stream that I would suggest to anybody to make the transition to filing cabinets. You won't regret it. It does take a bit of work, but I don't know, man. It's really worth it. Some more Ted McKeever. McKeever is one of my all-time favorites. Damien, Sleepy Reader, how are you? So this ain't going anywhere. We're just going through the drawers, Damien, because it's time to cull the collection a little bit to make some room. So I figured while I was going through the drawer, I'd kind of throw on the camera and see if anybody was interested. Vertigo again, Jonah Hex, Two Gun Mojo, Joe R. Lansdale, Timothy Truman, 5-issue miniseries there. Yeah, Vertigo, such an institution, absolutely. And Vertigo meant a lot to me when I was growing up, even though I was still reading like independent stuff. Vertigo was kind of that early stuff for me. Like I said, reading Shade the Changing Man, because that was one of the early Vertigo books. Ted McKeever had some early Vertigo stuff. Was it Enigma was a Vertigo book as well too. So there was some stuff that I was reading that was Vertigo. So, and that was a real formative kind of age for me. And it was kind of nice to see something that was DC, but it was a little more adult and a little more out there, and they were willing to take more chances on stories. So this is the second one that they did that Lansdale and Truman did together. Riders of the Worm and Such, 5-issue miniseries again of Jonah Hex, and then a single issue Jonah Hex. It's Darwin Cook cover on that one, so that's why that's there. And I think he does the art inside too for that issue. I'll take those Truman Joan X's if you want. Yeah, no, not a chance. I love me some Timothy Truman. So James DeMatteis and Paul Johnson, Mercy. Oh, and doubled up with Rogan Gosh from Peter Milligan and Brendan McCarthy. Killer cover there. Sorry, that's not in camera shot. There you go. And there's Mercy. The Minks, Milligan and Sean Phillips. That was a pretty good read. The Minks again. Mob Fire. Don't remember if I ever finished reading this one. I think I might have started and it didn't really do much for me. But it's Vertigo, so it can't go anywhere. Muktuk, Wolf's Breath, Hard-Boiled Shaman, Terry Laban and Steve Parkhouse. Oh, yeah, that's right. Steve Parkhouse is fucking amazing. Are those Parkhouse covers as well, too? Can't see a signature on there, but this was a fun series. Was it Secret Path or The Path or something like that? The Eclipse had put out with his art in it, and I really loved it. Here's Nevada, Steve Gerber, Film Winsdale, Steve Lealoha. 6-issue miniseries there. The other side, Jason Aaron. This might have been the first thing from Jason Aaron that I remember reading, or that I did read. But goddamn, I loved this book. This was really, really great. This other side. This is from 2007. Been forever since I read it, but that one was damn good. So Garth Ennis, John Higgins, Pride and Joy. Atrocious looking covers there. 1997. Proposition Player, Bill Willingham and Guinan, maybe. 6-issue miniseries. Pulp Fantastique, Chaikin. I don't think I have all of these. Oh no, 3 of 3. I do have all of them. There you go, some Chaikin. And then we get into the Sandman Mystery Theater. So I was reading these. It was a toss-up. I don't know if I want to continue getting the single issues or if I want to kind of transition to the collected. Really, really liking this. Matt Wagner, John Watkiss on that. Guy Davis was doing some stuff here too. There's Guy Davis there. Number 1. Amazing stuff. And then one of the annuals from Mystery Theater. The Dream Hunters, Sandman. It's Neil Gaiman and P. Craig Russell. Beautiful miniseries. Another one that's highly recommended. Really, really good shit. That one. Oops, there you go. Scarab, I think this might have came to me by way of Johnny Zero, for those of you in the audience. For the older crowd in the audience that remembers Johnny Zero, out in Eastern Canada, I think is where he was located. I think he lived in Hamilton for a time. I don't remember if he's still there now. Haven't heard from him for a long time. But that Scarab came from him. Scene of the Crime, Ed Brubaker and Michael Lark, 4-issue miniseries from 1999. That's staying. 7 miles a second. Yeah, it's almost pointless going through all of this Vertigo stuff because this ain't going anywhere. Is that a Pope cover on Strange Adventure there? I'm not seeing a signature, but it sure looks like him. Yeah, I think Johnny Zero had ended up having a kid there, Damien. And that's kind of why he took off from the YouTube world. He had more to focus on. Shadows Fall, John Nay Reiber and John Van Fleet. I don't think I've ever read this one. This might have been sometimes when I find Vertigo out in the cheap bins, if it's a miniseries I don't have and they have every single issue, I'll pick them all up with the intention, the good intention of reading them. But that one I don't recall at all. Skin Graft. This one might have also come from Johnny Zero. I don't remember. Spaceman, Azzarello, and Rizzo. I was getting this as it was coming out. I remember this one being pretty fun, issues 1 to 9. The thing that I remember stands out from this is his use of slang in this one. It's a really not a smart idea, I think, more often than not, to try to make up future slang, but I seem to remember him doing not such a bad job at it in this one. Couldn't tell you the next thing about this book, but I do remember digging it when it was coming out. I do like the Rizzo and Azzarello stuff, though. I mean, I like 100 Bullets. I know that that's not everybody's favorite, but here's some Stardust, Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess. Looks like I've just got 3 of the issues there. Yeah, just 3 of them, so I'm missing number 4. Essential Vertigo. So this is Swamp Thing. So this is the black and white stuff. So they picked some stories from that Swamp Thing run and then did this Essential Vertigo series where they put them out in these single issue formats. I think I have, oh, looks like I have doubles of that one. Well, what do you know about that? Yes, I do. I'll be keeping those, even though I have doubles. Can't be bothered to go fishing in a bag and sort it all out. So they'll just stay. Really, really good. They did it with some Sandman stuff as well, too. And there's some more. Like I said, I think I have all of them. And it's just cool to see that stuff without the color. Peter Cooper, The System, the great stencil master himself, Peter Cooper. Great little miniseries. Tainted, this one I remember it was pretty fucking twisted. Jamie Delano and Al Davidson. Weird War Tales on the flip side there. Tank Girl, Peter Milligan and Jamie Hewlett. Tattered Banners, Alan Grant, Keith Giffen, Mike McMahon, Mahon, oh, Mike McMahon, I'm gonna say. Terminal City. What the hell is loose in here? A Terminal City that's loose. That can't happen, people. It'll be good enough for now. Don't think I've got that whole run. And then this is the second volume of it, Aerial Graffiti, a 5-issue miniseries. Yeah, that one I've got the whole thing. The Thessaliad, I think, written by Bill Willingham, illustrated by Sean McManus. This is from the Sandman Universe Presents. I remember this being really damn good. Killer covers as well, too, there. Thessaly, Witch for Hire, more Sandman-related stuff. Toxic Gumbo, Lydia Lunch and Ted McKeever. More McKeever goodness. The Trenchcoat Brigade, Phantom Stranger, Dr. Occult, John Constantine, Hellblazer, and Mr. E. 4-issue miniseries there. What else? What's in the sidebar here? Some Cormac Mac art. Robert E. Howard, 4-issue miniseries. Roy Thomas and E.R. Cruz. Druyer's Nosferatu. Yeah, Lydia Lunch. It's not a bad issue there. 420. It's worth It's worth hunting for. Oh, look at that. Some more Caliber Presents. 20 and 24. Cheerleaders from Hell from Caliber. Issue number 1. Saint Germain, Gary Reed, and Vincent Locke. Yeah, only the one issue there. And then Warp Walking number 1 as well, too. Caliber Presents. Cruise. Let me see. Let me back up. Were you talking this one? This Cormac Mac art there? That Caliber Presents. Yeah, this one there. Yeah, it's Cormac Mac art. ER Cruise, correct. 4-issue miniseries from Dark Horse Comics. Robert E. Howard stuff. I think I've got all 4 issues. It was one of those that took a bit to kind of find. So that's it for that side there. Some Vamps. I'm not going to pull out every single Vertigo from this point. We'll just take a peek at a couple. This one was pretty good. This Dominique Laveau Voodoo Child. It's what's his name doing the covers there? That's doing the new Batman book, and I'm completely drawing a blank on his fucking name. He did all the covers. Raphael Grandpa did all the covers for this Voodoo Child. Conspiracy heads say Saint Germain was a true alchemist, immortal and good chance, same person as Francis Bacon and Shakespeare. Oh, didn't know that. There you go. And then yeah, you'll love that miniseries then, Damien, if you can get it. The Wake. What's this? Oh, there's Weird War Tales. That other one got put somewhere else. Witchcraft. That one needs a board in between there. Yeah, see, this row is a bit too crammed for my liking. I don't like having to really fold to get into some of the books. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these out here to make flipping through a little easier. Take out those ones as well. There we go. I'm going to slide on over here. Anyway, so that's the rest of the Vertigo stuff. I did have a whole bunch of Helix comics. Again, this is the Johnny Zero bin. Johnny Zero and I, back in the day, were doing some Helix comics reading together. And I think we did a couple of videos. If you look in my archive, there's probably some videos where we talked about some of this stuff. I got rid of most of it, but there was a few series that I kept. Timothy Truman, The Black Lamb being one of them. I probably kept, Bloody Mary, Garth Ennis, and Carlos Esquera. This was a pretty fun one, as you can tell by the covers. Did I keep the Howarth one? That's the question. I don't know if I ever had all of the Howarth issues. Was it Starseed or something? Or Star? No, I didn't keep it. Not too smart on my part. Junji Ito, a freebie. And then we get into some, I think there's a little bit of Viz in here, and then I think the rest is Dark Horse. This is thanks to Dr. Monkeybot, Adam from the UK. He showed off a couple of these issues, and I was so taken by it, I immediately went out and hunted them down as quickly as I could. This is a fucking fantastic, for people who aren't really too keen on reading manga, pick this series up. This is such a good read. They are sort of self-contained stories, but there is an overarching kind of story that sort of ties everything together, if my memory serves. but I think it's a 12-issue run, and they're that kind of square-bound format as well too. I haven't heard from Adam. I haven't talked to Adam in quite a long time, Damien. He was on Pop Comics. He appeared in a Pop Comics comment section in one of his videos, but I haven't talked to Adam in literally years. He's popped up once or twice on Twitter, but he doesn't even appear there anymore. So I don't know how much time he spends kind of online in the comics or YouTube world at all. But yes, so 2001 Nights, story and art by Yukinobu Hoshino. So fucking good, man. Oh, looks like maybe it was a 10-issue series, because that's the whole thing there. So 10 issues. Well worth your time. Tilt you up a little bit there. Age of Reptiles, Ricardo Delgado. Not really a fan of the book itself, but I do like Delgado's art. So this is something that I'll hold on to. I recently actually sent a bunch of comics off to my comic shop. They should be getting there hopefully in about a week or so. And then here's the next series, Ancient Egyptians. Just a couple of issues from that 4-issue run. And again, it's Delgado. I think the whole thing is silent, isn't it? Here's some alien stuff. So 420, you're here. 420 raved about this one as well. This is a damn good one. Aliens Labyrinth. Huge Jim Woodring fan. So this was a no-brainer when I saw this years and years ago and saw his name on an Aliens book, no less. Goddamn good stuff. There was some random Wolverton stuff that Dark Horse put out, and I just put it all under the same kind of banner there, Basil Wolverton stuff. So all reprints of his older material. Intense. Again, there's no point in really spending too much time on those, because those suckers ain't going anywhere either. Big Blown Baby, Bill Ray, Ren and Stimpy fame. Yeah, I've got all 4 of them now. It took me a while to finish that one. Yeah, yeah, totally, Damien, totally. It's worth a read, man. Sergio Aragone's Boogeyman. I think I have another issue of this. See, this is the other thing with having stuff in a bunch of other boxes. I'm pretty sure I've got another issue or 2 of this that should get put together so things don't get lost. Chrono War. Dark Horse manga, 9-issue series. Kazumasa Takayama. This was really, really good as well too. This one might have again been a Johnny Zero recommendation. Pretty killer series there. 9-issue series. One of my favorites. Talked about it a whole bunch. Cheval Noir. This is the series that I've got a good chunk of it, especially the early stuff. This is the stuff that really would have been some of the first introductions for North American audiences on a bigger scale when it came to European comics. And these, in my opinion, these are all worth it. I love this stuff. Now, some of the stuff that's kind of collected in these books you can get in other formats now, but I think it's one of those books that's pretty important, because at the time, this was one of the only ways you could really easily get your hands on some of this European stuff. So Mobius cover there. Some of these early ones, they do fetch quite a price, which I guess I understand, but I sort of don't, because again, it's not like a lot of people are buying this book. Yeah, I mean, I got all these for pretty cheap for the most part, because I've been collecting these for years. So I didn't pay too much for the majority of these. But yeah, so the rest of this is Cheval Noir. Like there's a good example there, $2 on that one, issue number 22. Cheval Noir. What's at the back here? Oh, Crimson Flower from Matt Kint and Lesniewski and Bill Crabtree. There, Damien. Mr. Crabtree doing the coloring on that one. Art is beautiful. I don't remember liking the story too much, but it was all about Lesniewski's art in this one. Hell of an artist, man. Hell of an artist. Dead Face, Eddie Campbell. 3-issue miniseries there. Slide you over. What do we got in the gutters here? Oh, just a whole bunch of Firefly. Yeah, see, Elric, this is the kind of stuff, as much as those covers are just gorgeous. Well, no, it's P. Craig Russell. Forget that. That ain't going anywhere. P. Craig Russell throughout this Elric stuff, so that seems like something that ain't going anywhere. Gonna make some more room in this bin as well, too. Give me a fighting chance here. Fat Dog Mendoza. Just yes. Tales of the Fear Agent. So this is after it went from Image and went to Dark Horse, and they did their usual, not numbering them, just doing a bunch of little mini series. Still, for my money, one of the all-time great series. I love Fear Agent. So there's a bunch of that. More Fear Agent there. I do have the whole series in singles. A Mike Allred Feeders one-shot. Another one-shot, something called Gamma. Ulysses Farinas and Eric Freitas. The art that drew my attention to this one. I couldn't tell you the first goddamn thing about it, but pretty nice looking cover there. Some Dark Horse Godzilla stuff, King of the Monsters. Issue number 1, and here's number 5. That 6-issue mini series. I guess it started off with, and then kind of did the usual, went and did a bunch of offshoots. I don't have everything, but I grab what I can. I do like me some Godzilla. There are some, though, that leave a little to be desired. This series, for example, I think kind of the art that you see on the covers is what's inside as well. Is this Chris Burnham writing it? I think was the deal with this one. Not doing the art. Hieroglyph by Ricardo Delgado. Pretty cool little series. I think this was this another one that was completely silent as well. So this is Dark Horse Maverick line. And this was pretty fucking stunning looking stuff too. House of Penance. Easily the best read of that year. Ian Bertram, Peter J. Tomasi. I bought the collected edition of this as well too when it came out. Fantastic series. Well worth your time if you don't know it. We're not having much luck here finding stuff to sell. More Robert E. Howard there, Damien. Kings of the Night, Roy Thomas, Gary Barker, and John Nyberg. Yeah, just a two-issue piece there. Get you a close-up of that cover if you're still there, Damien. Oh, wow, a whole 8 people watching. Thank you very much. Sergio Aragones, Louder Than Words. Some more silent stuff. This is a 6-issue mini-series. Aragones is always worth buying. Martial Law. Super Babylon. Just the one issue of Martial Law. The one that started it all for me when it came to Raphael Grampa's Mesmo Delivery. This is such a goddamn good book. There was a shop in town. It's not here anymore. I can't remember what the hell it was called. You still there? 420. It was on Watt Street. He was the guy that used to own Galaxy and eventually sold it out to Jeremy and Justin, or maybe straight to Jeremy rather. And I can't remember what the hell his shop was called before he skipped town. I think he went to Calgary or something. But he had a few of these books, and it was one of those, I think, with Officer Down that I bought a couple of copies, and he kind of freaked out a little bit, thinking that maybe I found something in his bins that was worth a lot of money. This is a really, really good book, and it's a real good introduction to Rafael Grampa. Hello, Gore Vidal. Impressive organization. No way I could ever do it. Yeah, I have to. Otherwise, the one thing that I hate doing when it comes to my collection and stuff is I hate having to hunt for stuff. I like to know where things are. So here's Deadline USA. Night of the Living Deadline, rather. Norse Mythology. Neil Gaiman and P. Craig Russell. We talked about that one every week that it was coming out, I think. Such a good goddamn series. If you don't know it, do yourself a favor. There was 3 mini series that came out, and every single one is worth it. So good. James Stokoe, Orphan and the Five Beasts. Such a good mini series. Just 4 issues. There's supposed to be more coming. I have a feeling this is going to go the way Orkstein did, which is it's not going to go. He just won't come back with it, which is a bummer. A bunch of Richard Corbin stuff. Ragemore, Conqueror Worm, Fall of the House of Usher. This stuff ain't going anywhere either. Shadows on the Grave. Shadows on the Grave. Rat God. Race of Scorpions. This was one of the stories that appeared in Cheval Noir that then went and got its own, I think it was 2 miniseries. Yeah, so here's the second one, 1 to 4, and this one. Good stuff, this one. I still see it in the bins, sometimes in the cheap bins here. More Pete Bagg stuff, Reset. I didn't really like this one very much, but it's Pete Bagg, so it ain't going anywhere. Scatterbrain. Little anthology, some Jim Woodring in there, Evan Dorkin, Dave Cooper in here as well, too. Just 2 issues of that I have. Serenity and Firefly related stuff. I won't bore you to tears with all that stuff because I got a shitload of it down on the ground here beside me too. And then there's various Firefly here. Love it. The Shadow, Kaluta, Goss Gianni. 2 of the 4 issues there. Good God, it's Shaolin Cowboy. Stokoe needs to finish that. Damn, yeah, he absolutely does. Lots of great artist-led series seem to have not come back for second arcs. Yeah, and I mean, he left it where he needs to, the story needed to be finished as well, too. Yeah, he just abandoned it. So this is from Burly Man. I was getting this 420, you'll know, Comics America way back in the day there. He was getting these new in on the shelf. I think I started in on Shaolin Cowboy from Burly Man on issue 2. It took me a long time to hunt down finally issue number 1. I think I only got into the last few years. But I was getting them right from him when they would be new on the shelf. When he was on at his last location there on Academy. There's issue 4, 5, and 6 in there. Burly Man is the Wachowski sisters, their company that they had for a little while. Agent Frankenstein, I think, was the other book that they were doing at that time. More Shaolin. Yeah, and the only thing that keeps it kind of consistent there, Gore Vidal, is that it's all Dark Horse stuff. I tend to kind of catalog my stuff by publisher. It makes it a little easier to find stuff. And then within that, there may be some things that kind of are a little more random. There's some artists that I've always thought I want to kind of keep together just for ease of finding. I'll organize that drawer in a bit. What do we got here? Yeah, see, and then you get this kind of chaos that ends up happening. Things just end up randomly getting into drawers here. So there's some Kelly Jones in that one. Sock Monkey. Millennium Comics Weird Tales, so that's in the wrong spot there. That's in the wrong spot as well too. So it's this is the stuff that drives me crazy, because then these are books that I'm going to end up looking for at some point, and I won't know where the hell they are because they've been kind of misfiled. So and there you go, some free comic book day stuff there. So those need to get sorted a little better. Some more Wolverton stuff. Let's see, can I slide you over a bit more? And then can I get over? Yes, I can. More Space Hawk. A little mini. Starstruck, Elaine Lee, and Kaluta. This came out a whole bunch. Yeah, Tony Millionaire is pretty great there. 420, he sure is. Everybody's favorite Tongue Lash. This was two-issue miniseries. Dave Taylor on art, and very, very highly recommended. Some Trekker by Ron Randall. Looks like a one-shot special there as well too. Urban Legends. A little bit of a Dan Clowes cover there. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to get rid of here. War World. Is it a Nino cover? No. Can't read that signature there. I can't read that writing on that cover, but there you go. Some Rick McCallum. So here's a little section just of some Rick McCallum stuff. So Dimension Z. Dark Regions. Forecast. I think this one has a Ashley Dust preview in it. And same with Sky Zero. And then one of his best Ashley Dust series. Love this one. Knights of the Round Table with more McCallum in it as well too. Some Eagle Comics, 2000 AD monthly. So it was Eagle and Quality Comics. Yeah, that is going to be this next little section. Some of the stuff that I kept from these UK kind of reprints. I tend to find these pretty often around town, usually for pretty cheap. It did take me a while to finish the Halo Jones run, though. Those ones, there's a few issues there that weren't the easiest to get my hands on. Harry 20 on the High Rock. Strontium Dog 2000 AD presents. There's probably some Judge Anderson in here. Yeah, there you go, Judge Anderson. And then, of course, your friend and mine, Nemesis the Warlock. Easily the best, in my humble opinion, the best of this stuff is Nemesis the Warlock. You can't go wrong. Fucking outstanding series. Rogue Trooper, a pretty close second to some good Rogue Trooper stuff as well too. Beautiful art on that Rogue Trooper. Some Slain, the Horned God. More Slain, the Berserker. Spellbinder Stainless Steel Rat. Great stuff. Harry Harrison series of books. These are a lot of fun. The stainless steel rat stuff. I've got some of the books too. And then in my gaming side of my addiction of collecting stuff, there's a great old Ares magazine game that's the stainless steel rat. That's a surprisingly good kind of AI sort of driven solo game. And it tells a really fantastic story. And there's a lot of randomness that's thrown into it that works really well. Some more Strontium Dog. And then some all-time comics from Josh Baer, Josh Simmons, Ken Landgraf, etc. This is Floating World Comics put this out. I think I might be missing a couple of issues. I don't think I ever read the entire thing. Looks like a Skinner cover there. But I do have a bunch of it. Yeah, more all-time comics. All-time. And then here some Yang and House of Yang. Another book that I pick up when I find it for cheap. These ones just get bundled in together as well too. Those aren't going anywhere. There's some House of Yang. And then at the back here, we got some, I think this one is here because this ESPers went to a few different publishers. So in order to kind of put everything together, I just combined everything because Eclipse Comics, I've got boxes on top of the filing cabinets that have Eclipse stuff in it. So this is Interface, which is part of the ESPers as well, from Epic Comics. Rasa and I did a read through of this series together. James D. Hudnall and Paul Johnson. It was a pretty great series from what I remember. So there's Halloween Comics with probably the roughest art of the run. This stuff in this arc is pretty brutal. But still, it was a good read. A pretty damn good read. More of that there. Then it went to Image Comics as well too. So there's some, and it changed back to ESPers. Yeah, that's all of that. Close this up if I can. Yes, I can. We'll see how much we get through of this last drawer here. Those Hudnall ESPers are kind of charming. I keep getting rid of them and getting them again over the years. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy them. This is the last one. If you like Hudnall, I really like Chiller and Age of Heroes. Chiller I've got. Age of Heroes, I don't know Age of Heroes. I'll have to keep my eyes open for that one. So in this last bin, there's some Eclipse Pacific stuff. And then the rest of it is kind of just random small publisher stuff. So we'll see how much we get through here. So you're going to see things like Silver Wolf, Starhead, Believe Comics, some more Caliber stuff. And then there's Mechanics, Fantagraphics books. What do we got? Oh, yeah, there's going to be a bunch of Fantagraphics stuff in here, too. Naughty Bits. Age of Heroes is good. Hey, Colin, nice. Naughty Bits, Naughty Bits. I love Roberta Gregory. I haven't bought any Naughty Bits for a while. Supermarket, Brian Wood. Just got these near the end of last year. What do we got here? Yeah, see, it's just so chaotic. So a bunch of Johnny Quest stuff. Johnny Quest classics. These are pretty fun. They're pretty cheap when I find them. So again, makes it pretty easy to pick them up. Dame Darcy, Meat Cake. Oops. Teaser and the Blacksmith. Alex from Fantagraphics. Mark Helasnenko. Loved this series. That's a, speaking of Colin, that's a Colin recommendation. This guy, really, really good shit, man. Very, very impressive stuff. So in here, we're going to start with a bunch of Eclipse Mystery. That's pretty much, Mystery takes up a good chunk of this drawer here. Slide you over a little bit there. Probably fly through some of this a little quicker. We've all seen Mystery before. I know you all love Mystery just as much as I do. Another series that Rasa and I were reading together and kind of talking about. I found a bunch of issues for her and sent them over. Great stuff. I love it. I love the colors. I love the stories. Mystery is a badass. Some 3D stuff there as well too. Michael Mauser and Mystery, the PIs. And then there was a DC Mystery Quarterly 12-issue series that came out from DC with new, at the time, new Mystery stuff. Meat Cake is pretty sweet. She's really nice to deal with. Self-signed prints, dolls, etc. online. Apparently there's a blind date episode with her too. Shut up. But I'm scared to see it. Yeah. Jesus, I had no idea. And then this is Wild Dog. And then here's some more Corbin. So this will be all Fantagore Press stuff. So Children of the Fire. There's the Den series that he did in a kind of continuation of the Den universe. Rip in Time. I think I'm still missing a single issue from this one. Number 4, maybe. I don't remember. Son of Mutant World. New Age Comics. Here's some Eros comics there, Colin. Agent of Death. Gray Morrow's Amora. Baby, You're Really Something. Good Girl stuff from Frank Frazetta. Betty by the Hour. Good looking stuff there. Yeah, Wild Dog is pretty fun, Colin. No doubt about it. An issue of Birdland. I think the only issue that I have. Box. Pretty twisted one. Res Reeds sent me some of those issues that I was missing. A couple of Butterscotch issues from Milo Manara. Dracula's Daughter, including Wendy Whitebread. This Eero stuff ain't going anywhere either. There's no way I'm selling this. If anything, I need more. Erotic Fables and Fairy Tales. The Frank Thorne stuff. So the Erotic Worlds of Frank Thorne. This is a great, great series. Femisaur World. Harem Knights. Hot Lips. Id. Some Robert Crumb. Ironwood. I Want to Be Your Dog. Great fucking series, man. Ho-Che Anderson. Really good. Some more Frank Thorne. The only issue I have of that, so Lan. Liaison Delicieuse. Really good, actually. Surprisingly good. I'm only missing one issue. I'm missing issue number 6 of this one. But surprisingly good. If you ever need to reform your ways, you can donate them to. Yeah. No fucking way. Yeah, I saw in one of your videos you showing off some of this stuff. I think that Liaison Delicieuse, I think you were showing off in the video that I saw. Was that maybe the New Year's Day video that you had there, 420? Did you go to Mulvey for that stuff? Because I'm surprised at the deal you got. If it's the dealer that I'm thinking of at Mulvey, as soon as you come in the door, I'm surprised he gave you a deal on those books. His prices are usually too damn high, if you ask me. But yeah, Naughty Necropolis, Nipples and Tum Tum. Yeah, Mulvey. Okay, yeah. The Purple Pictography, Von Baudet and Wrightson, Revelry in Hell, Sabina, Mistress of Escapes, and then Screw, and holy shit, this is tedious already. Snooty Beagle, or sorry, Shooty Beagle, and then a bunch of other ones. Slug and Ginger, the infamous Tart that I smuggled across the border. That for sure, I was sure that if they caught me with this, I was going to go to jail. It's fucking positive. Temptation, Tor Loves Betty, Weird Burlesque, the incredible You're Charming. Yeah, nice. Young Witches. Yeah, I mean, I've looked through his undergrounds a bunch of times when I've been there, but it just, I shake my head at the prices that some of these guys put on some of those undergrounds. I know there's a price guide and all, but ain't nobody buying that shit for that price. That's the thing. What do we got here? Some Monster comic stuff. Metacops. We've seen a lot of this before. Prey, Razor Guts. Another series that I'm just missing a single issue for. Same artist as Young Witches, F. Solano Lopez. Lopez, right? Solano Lopez. I have it bookmarked on my comic shop. It's come in maybe once or twice there, and it usually sells immediately. You blink and it's gone. And then there's a bunch of some Amazing Heroes issues as well. Anything Goes. Colin Upton, big thing. Good stuff there. A couple of Black Hole single issues. Don't have a ton, just a couple of them. I'm starting to burn out here, people. The rest of this stuff is some Fantagraphics in this side. So there's Good Girls. There's things like Grit Bath as well, too, which I just read. I've got all these digitally. I just read them recently. It's fucked up, dude. Some pretty twisted stuff there by Renee French. And then, of course, Buddy Bradley and Hate, which is most of this here. Then there's things like Junior and Friends. Of course, some Lloyd Llewellyn. My favorite thing is Monsters, etc., etc. I think I'm going to call it there, people. I'm burnt out, and it's getting difficult hunched over here to dig through these bins. Thanks very much for tuning in. It was nice to see you guys hang out. I hope it was somewhat interesting. Pulled out a few things to try to sell, so that's good. Nowhere near enough, though, so I'll have to hit these other shelves at one night and see if I can pull out more books and maybe hit the boxes, too. Right on, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you.